Mark Kistler's Imagination Station is made possible by Simon & Schuster, publisher of Mark Kistler's drawing books and other fine books for children. The Mark Kistler Fund for Creative Children's Television, encouraging children to explore their imaginations through drawing, reading, and the arts. And Robert Neustadt Productions, drawing on television to advance art, science, and literature in our children's future. And geniuses like you.
Sharpen your pencil, grab some paper, get ready, it's almost time. Mark will show you how to get on the paper what's in your mind. A rocket ship, a pair of shoes, a shooting star, and some kangaroos on the Imagination Station. On the Imagination Station.
Hey, how are you? I have enough paper. I have my pencil sharp. Welcome back. I'm so glad you're going to spend a little bit of your day drawing with me today. Do you have your pencils? Do you have your pad out? You're ready to go? Well, welcome back aboard the Imagination Station, the cool, the amazing intergalactic headquarters for three-dimensional drawing. Now, today we're going to follow our theme this week, which is the letter F. We're going to be drawing Furry de Franco from Florence. Whew, that's a tongue twister. Our special guest today is professional animator Tim Decker. He's worked on The Simpsons and is also a CD animator, and we'll be talking about all his CD and all that exciting stuff in animation soon. Our art history adventure is an ancient Greek piece of art from the Cincinnati Art Museum, and our 3 words, not 2, we're going to talk about 3 of the 12 Renaissance words today. We're going to talk about shadow, which putting a shadow on the ground, making it nice and dark. We're going to talk about placement, which is placing things lower on the paper to make them look closer to you. We're also going to talk about the horizon line. When you put the horizon line back behind the drawing, it makes it look like it's really, really on the paper. That's your whole goal, creating that push and pull, creating that look of depth, so like you fall into the picture. So you're ready to go? You know what? I have to ask you a question. We've been drawing together for so many episodes, and you have probably 3 sketchbooks packed full of drawings, right? How many sketchbooks do you have? I know it's like 5, huh? You just did drawing all the time. I have to ask you, after drawing for that long, after having all these drawings piled up, raise your hand if you are probably the coolest artist you've ever met in your entire life. Yeah! Raise your hand if you are, without a doubt, the most amazing, brilliant, 3-dimensional sketcher in the whole galaxy. Yeah! You ready for an art attack? Stretch that thumb, pinky push-ups. Just like the pianist and the violinist have to warm up their fingers, so do you, you fine artist. The 1 and the 2 and the 1, 2, 3. Shake out your hand, fix your hair so you look beautiful, you fine artist. Take your ideas and let's blow across that paper and learn those Renaissance words. I got all kinds of pencils everywhere, pencils. I think I'll use this one right here. Nice sharp lead. Now we're going to draw Furry de Franco from Florence. This is going to be a theater critic. He loves opera and plays, especially Les Miserables. So right here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to draw a picture. This will be Furry de Franco, and he is a critic of the plays, right? And Les Miserables and all the other big giant productions. Now we know them on Broadway, but there's big giant theater capitals all over the world. So here's Furry de Franco. This is a little furry creature. It's about probably the size of a cat, right? A little house cat, or about the size of a little chihuahua. And very famous, very famous critic. Now I'm going to block it in right here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to follow that whole action line. We're going to stretch it out because Tim Decker really got me inspired about pushing and stretching and squashing. And we're going to be talking about that later. But we stretched out Furry de Franco. And I'm going to take his leg. Now watch this. He's going to be running because you know what he did? He gave one slightly critical review of Les Miserables. All right? I mean, the one character that played Javert in the play didn't quite hit the right key, right? So he gave one little kind of critical review, and guess what happened? The whole country went crazy because they love their Les Miserables play. And so you're going to watch Furry de Franco fleeing Florence. He's running. There's because he's so small, like the size of a cat, this big giant foot's going to be coming down. It's going to be trying to squash him. Oh, no, I was just joking. No, wait. I love your play. I love it. I was just joking. You know, take it back. Look at put overlapping right here. Yep, you're going to watch the fans in Florence in a frantic frenzy over the fury that Furry DeFranco caused by his furious review. I'm going to put the... Boy, that was a good alliteration. How'd you like that? Let's put the fur, put little fur on Furry DeFranco as he's running for dear life. All right, wait, I was just joking. Look, he's going... Here's his mouth. He's like, whoa! His mouth's wide open. Oh, my goodness. Wait. I'm going to color in the background right here. We're going to make it nice and dark back behind there. And that's a little bit of overlapping there on the tongue. He's like really in a blind panic. He's looking behind him. Oh, no. The fans, they're going crazy. They're angry. Run for your life. Kids, grab your suitcases. They chased him out of Florence. Here he is. Draw his arm here. He's in this panic. Oh, he's fleeing. He's fleeing Florence. Just think of what kind of stories you can write. You know what you should do? You should just go crazy with writing stories. You could write a whole novel. And then you know what you do? You get a hold of one of these books. There's lots of books that help you as a writer. And you can, like the writer's market or the artist market, and you could take them and then you get them published. And so you're a famous published author. Now, what I always tell the students when I'm visiting the schools around the United States is I tell you little Einsteins that the faster you get your first 100 rejections is the sooner you're going to experience success in your writing and in your drawing. To get your cartoons published, to get your animation published, to get hired by the most exciting companies that you want to be working with, the sooner you go through for the first 100 rejections. I know that sounds really like a long time, but see, it's persistence. You have your dream, right? If you want to become an artist, if you want to become a famous architect, if you want to be a famous opera star or a theater performer, it's all persistence. The harder you work, you got to draw, you got to think, and you got to dream about it and work toward it. It's that work ethic. The more you do it, and the more you practice, and then you keep applying. Now it takes a long time, but you can do anything. It's amazing. So let's go back to the drawing. Boy, I know I get off my little tangents. That's what's fun about drawing. You just go crazy. You can start with a story and then spin off into a whole other story. So you know what I'm going to do down here? I'm going to draw Furry DeFranco's foot. I'm going to put a little Disney-esque foot right here, since my teacher taught me how to draw feet like that. I love drawing like we'll draw the little foot, and here he is. Now it's going to line up along the bottom of the ground. I'm going to draw. See how it turns the corner right here? Now that's the foot as it's squashing down. It's pushing him off. He's just running along here. Now I'm going to put that Renaissance word shadow. So I'm going to put a guideline back here. Then I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to just use the side of it and put a shadow along the ground. Now that's one of those Renaissance words. Now over here, since the foot's coming down to scare him, right here he's running. Look at his eyebrows are coming back in the action lines, and some of his fur's flying back here. I'm going to put more shading along here. Now, there's all kinds of techniques you can use for shading. You can take your pencil like this. You can shade down the side. But you can also take your pencil, and you can also use a scribble technique. You can take your pencil and or your pen, if you like using ink pen. Sometimes I like doing rough sketches with just ink pen to flow across it. You can take your pencil. Look that's a scribble technique. It just looks kind of sloppy at first, but look at this. It really cleans up your drawing. Go all along here. Isn't that is so cool. There's the blending technique, there's the shading technique of scribble, there's also cross-hatching. Now you want to get some ideas on using different techniques in your picture, you can go to your museums and get inspired by different drawings. Let's take a look at an art piece from this museum right here. Ooh, look at that cat. Look at that. F is for feline, following our theme of F for the week. Feline is another word for cat, and the lion is the largest and the most fearsome of all cats. This ancient statue of a lion is a favorite with children at the Cincinnati Museum of Art. A cool museum. If you live in Cincinnati, you should stop by and check out all the artwork. Any city you're in, go to the museum and get ideas for your sketch pad. Now, this was made as a funeral monument in 350 BC. That's over 2,000 years ago. Woo-wee, that's a long... See, look at art lives forever. It's enduring. It probably stood over a grave of a great warrior or a leader, or at least someone who wanted to be remembered as having great strength and power. Awesome. Wasn't that inspiring? I love looking at those sculptures and the paintings. I also love looking at your student mail. Why don't you send me in some mail? Make sure you send a self-addressed stamped envelope so I can respond to you. The address is Mark Kistler, Student Gallery of Fine Art, Post Office Box 41031, Santa Barbara, California, 93140. You have that? You probably have that written 19 times in your sketch pad. Don't forget the self-addressed stamped envelope. You can also check out the internet access if you have the cyberspace access through your local public library or your local school, or maybe in your mom's office or your dad's office. It's worldwideweb.draw3d.com. Now, don't worry about it. If you don't have access to download those drawings, you have your pencil power. That's the most powerful tool in the whole universe. You know, every one of these special artists and guests that come aboard the Imagination Station, they're talking and drawing. I know they're here just for a short time, but one of the things we always talk about when they're just about to leave is how everything they do in their jobs and in their careers relating to art and design starts with a sketch. Everything starts with a drawing, even the computer designers and artists. So that's why we're learning all these Renaissance words. So let's use some more of those. Pencils up on your head. Renaissance word art attack. Hi! Draw, 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 draw. I'm going to put Farida Franco's foot flying. Now, this is when I start going really fast because I look up, I see, oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. Let's put his foot flying back here. Look at it, I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to use a little bit of overlapping. See this? You can put a little bit of overlapping and just kind of block it in, then you darken it in. I'm going to put this foot, see, there's his toe flying back. Put some action lines here. And then I'm going to pull out just a bit so you can see how I'm going to block in the foot here. Now watch this. I'm going to have the giant fan. Now this is just 1 foot of one of the fans. So Farida Franco's kind of small. I'm going to block in where the foot's going to go, and it's going to be hovering right over him. I'm going to droop the toes down right here, and that's going to be the bottom of the foot. This will be the little chubby spot right there, the muscle on your foot, and it's going to come down. And then you can very loosely block it in. Just like that. Be very comfortable. I'm going to draw the top of the toe, the little bone right here. Then I'm going to have the toenail right here. Then I'm going to draw the bottom of the toe. Look at that. Just swoop right down. Be real comfortable. Draw the wrinkle in the skin. And then let's put the overlapping toes. Put the small toes. You see, draw the top edge and scoop it down. Draw the next toe and scoop it down. Get a little smaller. That size as it moves away. And then we're using that Renaissance word placement. Now look down here. Let's pull out just a bit so we can see this placement right here. Can you pull out a little bit, Bruce? One of our fine workers. There's placement right here. Now see this? Down here, the foot is lower, so it looks closer to you. See that? The foot's lower, and as things move away, they get smaller and smaller as they move away. So we used all these Renaissance words here to create that illusion of 3D. Now, right here, I'm going to put this little ankle piece right here. You have to have like some kind of a bone right there to kind of tell that that's going to be a foot coming down. Then I'm going to draw the pad of your paw. I'm going to say that's your paw because you kids are drawing animals. That's what you are. You're a drawing animal. Mom, we're drawing animals today. Yee-haw! Let's shade down the side right here. I'm going to use that blended shading. You can use blended shading, remember, or you can use dots. There's another thing called stippling. You can put dots on there. That takes for hours and hours and hours. It's a nice effect, though. If you want to make your drawing look really realistic, you can just blend it. You can use dots, but it takes forever. It takes a long, long time. Shade the pad of the foot right here, all the way across there. And you know what? I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make this giant foot, this leg, have lots of hair on it. Look at this. Looks like my brother's leg. You're wondering to get my brother into the drawing, weren't you? My brothers are cool. They always draw along with me. Hey, man, stop making fun of us. What are you doing there? It's because I love my brothers. Draw the horizon line back here. There's the horizon. That's one of the Renaissance words. So we use placement. Things are lower. We used horizon line right here, back in the back. And the other one is shadow, where you're putting a shading underneath here. And if you want to make this look like this whole foot is casting a shadow, you can take your pencil and you can just put a shadow tone across all of Farida Franco. Put a whole shadow tone all the way across them, so it looks like the whole object is underneath the ground here. This foot is just casting this big shadow across the whole drawing. So you can really lightly sketch it in, even sketch in the foot a little bit more here. All right, and then just put some shadow. See, it's all underneath this foot that's casting it. Then you take your stump and you kind of go crazy. You blend it in here. You make this big giant shadow go crazy. Shade, shade, shade. We love to shade. Shade, shade. Don't you love that when I break into a spontaneous song with my drawing? You know, there's so many people that have to come aboard the Imagination Station to make this wonderful drawing lesson become a reality for you kids. It's always been one of my dreams to be able to sit aboard the station and draw all day long and have it beamed down to all you kids all over the world. And I tell you, I was trying to remember everybody that was involved. It was like, I couldn't remember. So I wrote them all down. I have a whole list. We have Bruce. Bruce is right behind me, getting it on the camera, and Donna's running around with the time cues, and I only have 3 minutes left. Oh no, Donna, wait for Mike's the director, and Donna the floor director, and Ronnie, and who am I forgetting? Oh, Lorraine, the assistant director, and Matt and Ace. Look, I'm looking at my notes right here. There's Ace on audio. Whoa, Ace, yeah. Jane, hi Jane, graphics. There's Brad, the king of the station here, the great tape operator, and Mark Short. Hey, cool name, Mark. Alan, Kent, Steve, Mike, Kitty, and of course Wendy, making sure that I look beautiful for all you geniuses out there, and Celia, who helped me with this beautiful set back behind me. Chris Mearns, hi Chris, back in the director's booth, and Maggie Power. Where's Maggie? Maggie's back in the director's booth too, and Robert Newstad, my cohort on this. Cool job. Thumbs up for the whole entire crew. Ronnie, did I say hi to Ronnie? Ronnie's the camera operator back there. She's moving in, zooming all around. Yeah. So you know what you should do, kids? That's what you should do. You should write letters. You should rewrite the tape and get names and write like love letters to all the crew that was working here on the show. That'd be like KIXE Channel 9 at Redding will get swamped with like 8 million letters. Okay, Mark, stop. We have enough. Thank you. Oh, I have 1 minute left. What can I do? More drawing. Action lines. Put some more action lines on here. Now I'm in a blind panic that I forget any of my crew. Oh no, I'm looking for any. Did I get everybody? Yeah, they're just like kind of nodding, saying, yeah, just draw. You're talking too much. You guys, you kids, you amaze me. You are so inspiring. Now I have 30 seconds, so I have just enough time. I know Mike, the director, is going absolutely nuts. I'm going to show a drawing from a student. This is a no-name drawing. To make sure you put your name on, take a quick glimpse. I'm going to pull it out. And then here's Juan from Texas, 6th grade. Take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A spinach can. You can take anything and animate it. I'm going to pull it out and show you another one. You can even animate an envelope. Take a look at this. I'll cover up her address. And this is Hilda Payne, a teacher from Calgary, Alberta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, I have plenty of time. 10 seconds left. Here's another one from Jennifer, 8 years old, taking her name. Take a quick look at that. Isn't that inspiring? Shading, color. Take your name. Why don't you do that? Why don't you take your name and animate it? Let's introduce our special guest today, Tim Decker. Some great drawing. Thumbs up. Yeah. Now that was a professionally drawn clip straight from the animation from the CD-ROM, the new one that is coming out right now. It's called Pyramid Challenge of the Pharaoh's Dream, and our artist, Tim Decker, our special guest, is here today. He's going to be talking about animation. How do you make your characters and your drawings come to life? Tim, thanks for coming back to the Imagination Station.
It's good to be back.
Good, and you brought your animation disc.
My animation disc, yes.
Now this is a round disc. Tell the kids about
this. The disc here is, usually we have this mounted on a desk, and it usually fits in the desk. So when we're animating, we can actually turn it around. There's usually a light underneath, so you can see the drawings that are behind it. So as we talked yesterday about the flipping, I flip between each drawing and see my movement. I look for my movement. I try to get what I'm doing.
Just move this over just a bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So this whole disc fits onto your desk, right?
Fits on my desk,
and then I can show them underneath just before you start drawing. If you go way down, there's many, many characters, and then you use these little holes that hold the paper on. This is special
for registration,
paper.
Yeah. This is animation paper.
And they can get this from,
they can probably get this
special or make their own.
There's companies in Hollywood that make it, and elsewhere in the United States. I think they can pick it up. But anything they can use to get a registration. Now, in the field, we use the disc because we can move it to make our strokes, and we can move it in other ways of the pegboard, whereas we have our character, and he's on the background.
Oh,
we have a simple background. And this is for, sometimes you'll get a background that's like about 3 feet long, and backgrounds are done on the top pegs.
Wait, let me show them this. This is really interesting. You did the drawing on this, and this is where the light comes through. This is the light part. You take your registration paper, and kids, you can make this yourself with just a
light
hole
table.
puncher, right?
And a light table and a peg bar, you've got it.
Like one of those slide projector viewers, right? You lay them out. So you put you register the background, so it's solid up here, and then you put the bottom one here. Now, how do you work this?
Now, see, this is what's called a pan. You'll be working with the pan. I wish I had a 3-piece paper, but the thing is this is where you work with your character, and you animate him going across, so he'll be going across. So the pan would start, say, here.
It would go for 3 feet if you had 3 feet,
It'd go 3 if we had 3 feet of background. The character takes a shot, and then the background will go right with it. See, and then you can animate to it and make your marks.
Can we see some of this animation of your... This is called the grave robber.
These are the grave robbers. They work for the Regent in Pharaoh, the Challenge of the Pharaohs.
And you drew 3 of these characters together, right?
Yes, I did.
They're like dancing and stuff.
Yes, and this is kind of the more... He's the less intelligent grave robber of the two.
Let me see if they can see it on the camera. Move your hand. There you go. That's so cool. Let's see a little bit of that video from the grave robber clip. This is from the CD.
Well, I think this one we have coming up is...
We're going to clip to... No, this is going to be our first one. Go ahead and clip to that. Take a look at this. The kids are looking at your drawings. That is so cool. I love that chubby guy moving around. That is so cool. Now, the sound effects you added and you animated it?
We started out with the blue line like we talked yesterday, and then I went in, tied it down, and after I tied it down...
Now, you say that blue line thing again right there.
This blue line is where I rough it out. I'll rough it out, the gesture. I'll get the gesture in there.
That's blue pencil, so that won't pick up on a copy machine or...
On a scan machine or...
Scan on the computer.
Or on a Xerox machine if you want to use it.
You can drop it right out. This is invisible to the camera's eye. And then you go over with a darker pencil.
I go back over it, and then we scan it into the computer. And from there, we take it and we colorize it. And once it's colorized, then we put it into another program, which is known as Director or QuickTime. Put it in, and then we adjust the timing, and we make a pencil test.
And you just do page after page after page. Now, we have one more video clip that we're going to show. It's the fat lady and the giant.
Yeah.
Is that a...
She's the mud bath lady.
Mud bath lady.
Yeah, she works in the kiosk. And in the kiosk is where you can go in the game to trade and find...
All right, let's take a look at that animated mud lady.
Oh, food is life. Sweet lotus blossom, please accept my thanks.
Oh, animation! You can make anything happen, can't you?
Yeah, she's quite a character. She was a lot of fun to do.
You can take any of your wildest ideas. Now, what kind of books would you recommend that kids use if they want to really increase their skill with animation?
Well, what we still use in the industry. We've read, and everybody reads The Illusion of Life by Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnson, the 2 retired Disney animators, and they are really the men to look at.
The Illusion of Life.
The Illusion of Life. Any book by Frank
wisdom.
Thomas and Ollie Johnson are...
Frank Thomas? Ollie Johnson?
They're incredible. Their books are incredible. And also, what we use, a lot of us use still to this day, is Preston Blair's animation book. And we use this because they show a lot of cycles. It's a lot of quick, easy cycles. You can draw all these drawings and then just repeat them. And when you repeat them, you're creating a cycle, which means the character will walk across the screen.
Now, I used this book when I was in 6th grade. I used this years ago.
I got this book when I was in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. And it's still used by professional animators today.
Yep, and you have all kinds of walks. You have the 4-legged walks. You have the walks coming to you.
Oh, there's the
Remember yesterday?
The stretch and the bounce.
We were talking about the bouncing ball. We were talking about the frog. And this book here is a lot to learn. There's a lot going on here.
Wow. Now, if you had a school that you would recommend, like where did you go to school? What school would you recommend?
I'm a graduate of CalArts, California Institute of the Arts.
And what would you say to the kids to motivate them to continue their animation, their fantasy of becoming a professional artist?
Anything they want to do, they can do. I mean, every goal is reachable.
Every dream is reachable.
Yep, and you guys can do it. I mean, if you sit down and you work hard and you work at your drawing, it's going to be reached. If you draw hard and you work hard at your drawing and study the cartoons, study everything. it'll work out.
You can make your dreams come true. Thanks so much for coming on Imagination Station.
Thank you, Mark.
Professional artist extraordinaire. If you keep your dreams in your imagination, you're going to be able to go all the way, just like our guest here, Tim Decker. Draw, draw, draw. Dream it. Draw it. And do it. We'll see you right back here on the Imagination Station. Thumbs up, buddy. Yeah. I love this episode.
If you'd like to draw more with Mark Kistler, you may order his autographed book, Mark Kistler's Imagination Station. It comes with a 12 Renaissance word sketchbook for $29. You can also order Mark's home video collection, which includes 2 hours of 3D drawing from Mark's favorite TV episodes, just $29. And for computer artists, you can order Mark's CD-ROM for Windows. It contains over 200 hours of interactive 3D drawing lessons with Mark navigating through cyberspace, just $59. All orders come with your own Renaissance Words Quick Peek reference chart. Mail check or money order to Mark Kistler's Imagination Station, P.O. Box 41031, Santa Barbara, California, 93140. That's P.O. Box 41031, Santa Barbara, California, 93140. Mark Kistler's Imagination Station is made possible by Simon & Schuster, publisher of Mark Kistler's drawing books and other fine books for children. The Mark Kistler Fund for Creative Children's Television, encouraging children to explore their imaginations through drawing, reading, and the arts. And Robert Neustadt Productions, drawing on television to advance art, science, and literature in our children's future. And geniuses like you.
Hey kids, did you know that White's tree frog lives only in eastern Australia, eats insects, and climbs around using sticky pads on its toes? Found mostly in human dwellings. Green to blue-green in color, 1/2 to 2 inches long. Eats mainly insects. Lay their eggs in winter. Have sticky pads on their toes. To track down more information about tree frogs and other wild and rare animals, check out the books on the Pursue the Zoo list at the Allen County Public Library, and check out the articles in Tuesday's News Sentinel. The Pursue the Zoo program is a cooperative learning project made possible by TV 39, the News Sentinel, the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, and the Allen County Public Library.
It's time to check it out. And here's your host, Pete.
Thank you, Polly. Welcome, everybody, to Check It Out, where every day is a red letter day, and today's red letter is
D, dictionary. A big book of words from A to Z that tells you what the words mean and how to spell them. A kid's best friend. Okay, Pete.
I didn't know that. So remember, if there's anything you need to know, all you have to do is check it out!
Seatbelts, everyone!
The Magic School Bus Live will roar into Glenbrook Square on Saturday, March 8th. Join Miss Frizzle as she leads her class and the audience on another exciting field trip into the world of sound. It's 30 minutes of music, puppetry, laughter, and audience participation. Showtimes are 11 a.m., 1 and 3 p.m. on the lower level near Hudson's at Glenbrook Square. Don't miss the bus, the Magic School Bus Live, Saturday, March 8th at Glenbrook Square.